Apologize there. I didn't know how the stream actually canceled out itself. Apologize again. Looks like a multi-purpose team has moved on to the semifinals here again as that victory completed against the Lego Master Builders. It was a hard-fought match by both those teams. It was really close. We're waiting on the winner between Team NotSoStockGaming and Team Uggish. The winner of that matchup will actually take us on here for the semifinal matchup of NotSoStockGaming's amateur tier tournaments. This is the open bracket. Actually get in. I might as well spectate and show you guys what's up. Again, this is the match that will determine who will take on multi-purpose team, the team that just won our last game, for the semifinal matchup. We're loading on to Summoner's Rift in just a second here. There we are. Again, this was NotSoStockGaming versus Team Uggish. TSG on blue side. That was a really close trade in the bottom lane. Already looks like things are really crazy. 9-9 in kills. Is that really a mid lane Jax? No, he's just been doing what Jaxes do, hammering down the top lane and then moving elsewhere. Oh, the stun, the flash, and one more auto will do it, but a great Shunpo gets her out of harm's way. Shoving up this mid lane here is the Jax. He's got a lot of attack speed, but here is a Renekton with Dominus available. Nocturne doesn't have his ultimate at the moment. They will be able to remove all the aggression using the minions in the mid lane. Just about 1,000 gold separates these teams, and really it is just the one extra turret that has fallen in the side lane down bottom. So check that out. Another Braum in the game. Great shield, blocking out a couple auto attacks. Winter's Bite doesn't actually connect onto anyone. TSG Pro with the Targon's Brace. Let's move around these guys so I can get my matchups correct. Mid lane Soraka doing okay. Looks like Jinx has gotten on a roll relatively early, which is really good for this team. There's not too much hard CC on the side of TSG, which means Jinx, if she just gets excited, she'll be able to go really ham in team fights. She's got a completed Bloodthirster and looking to finish up that Zeal into a Phantom Dancer most likely. So she's a little bit up here on the Lucian. Lucian farming a little bit better. Winter's Bite doesn't connect. Coming out from Braum there. They will see that Vi is here as she got spotted out by that River Ward. And in this mid lane, Soraka returns. She has blue buff. Okay, blue buff with Soraka. AP star calls all day, every day. There's a lot of damage. Again, there's wards in the jungle that'll catch out anybody from either of these teams. They won't spot out that pink ward as they're just looking to dive this top lane, or this bottom lane with a couple people. TSG believe coming down from that top lane, not wanting to fight Jax anymore. Interesting choice, seeing that he's ahead. Looks like they'll start out this dragon then. They have numbers advantage, and the teleport from Jax is on cooldown. The only teleport in the game. And they have full control here with all 5 members, but somebody's got to head top lane to actually defend. Looks like that will be the pool party Renekton. Awesome recall as he levels up to level 11. That means he'll have level 2 Dominus available to deal with Jax. See how that turns out. Jax hammering on this top lane. We all love that sound. Just a few more autos will take down the turret, and he'll probably get away with murder. Yes, he does. 225 gold goes over to him, with a little bit more to every member of his team. Again, that'll basically even things up as another kill happens in the mid lane. That's interesting that Katarina gets a solo kill. Looks down bottom lane. A Nocturne activates his ultimate, and they actually get a kill on Vi through the ultimate of that Lulu. She falls as well. The teleport behind Jax comes in, but they're pretty low. Jinx will try and drain lifesteal through this. Summoner heal, but the concussive stacks coming out big there, stunning Jinx in place for the last hits from that Lucian. Well played on that part. Dusk Trail means Nocturne can chase, but he's not really tanky. Will he be able to survive the last tower hit? He does, and the minions don't take it down as well. Great tower aggro trading between all these guys here, making sure none of them fall to that turret. Well played, well played, well played. But there's a strong push up the mid lane too. That's the second tier mid lane turret falling. Shunpo to get away here. TSG Believe and TSG Kid running away after getting that turret. There's a Sunfire Cape on top of the Tiamat for TSG Believe. And other than the Soraka, not too much magic damage on the side of red here. Again, Team Uggish trying to come out with the win here over TSG. Both of these teams really, really close here. There's only about 4,000 gold that separates these two teams, and really all it was that last dragon, as well as a couple turrets in recent history. Had a couple people giving suggestions about the sound quality here. Let me know in that Twitch chat if there's something I can be doing on my end to improve that for you. Assault and Battery is not off cooldown at the moment, but at least Vi's here up in this top lane to help deal with Renekton should he continue, and he will not, which means, again, solo farm in the top lane for this Jax. Jax could get really big if he actually can complete the Triforce that he's building. Really strong. Katarina comes down, which there's a ward that will see that she's here. It's a 3v4 here in the bottom lane. Nocturne's really close with now his ultimate available. Just came off cooldown. Paranoia could help him join the fight. Okay, he's a little bit far away now. Vault Breaker doesn't actually connect in the backline, and again, just a little bit longer before Assault and Battery comes off cooldown. Okay, catches him inside the brush, trying to lock him down, but he'll almost secure a kill on Vi before he falls. The heal coming out from the Soraka. One more star call, perhaps. TSG Kid activates the ultimate, putting down a lot of pain. He activates Zhonya's to try and survive. Paranoia comes. Looks like they pick up one. That's a reset for TSG Kid. Tries to get some damage in, but it looks like Soraka picks up another kill. They're chasing onto TSG Believe now. Nocturne gets a kill. He might have not wanted to just fight out there. He might have wanted to join the actual fray. As overall, that's a 4 for 2 in favor of Team Uggish. So well played on their part to try and get back into this. They're only down 2,500 now. Soraka are going to shove up that mid lane. It's about 3 minutes before the next dragon spawns, and there's a lot of turret gold to be had on either side. Nation farming up this mid lane again. He's trying to complete Triforce faster than Jinx can get started on her next item. Jinx is quite ahead though, 5 and 3. Lucian's finally gotten a few kills in the last few minutes here though, so he'll be able to provide the DPS that his team needs. Let's see, Braum has been making really good use of his Face of the Mountain throughout this game. Looks like Blue Buff will go over to Soraka here, a Star Call and a Silence. It's a couple autos will do it. Close call there. Bladed Armor might have actually almost taken it with how low it got. Looks like red buff has been started up by this Renekton. This would be a steal. They have all 5 members near the mid lane, which means it'll be a simple steal. Going over to Nocturne. Winter's Bite used to clear the camp as well. They'll have the cooldown timer on that as well. 1 minute until the next dragon spawns. We're 22.5 minutes in here into the match between TSG and Team Uggish. The winner of this matchup moves on to our semi-final matchup against Multi-Purpose Team. Alright, Paranoia is not quite off cooldown, but all other ultimates are available for both teams. Soraka puts a word down to try and find out where everybody is. As Lucian's trying to push bottom lane, this could be a 4v5. It's not like Lucian has teleport or anything like that. He will join his team now. TSG Pro is quite tanky. Team fight kind of breaks out. A lot of damage put down onto Soraka. She gets concussive stacks, so stunned into the middle. TSG Kid gets to the back line and activates his ultimate for just long enough to have his team follow up. Activates Janyas to survive. Okay, Jinx gets excited. She's coming around the backside, gets excited again. A couple more autos will get another kill. Oh, but Lucian coming up big for his team. He gets a double kill. That's an ace for 3, so a really close game there. Nocturne almost fell as well. There is Dragon available, but I don't know if Gomu can actually drain tank it enough. He does not have life in too much life steal. It looks like he'll do alright. They will trade damage as well to make sure that there's no chance that something will go wrong. And that'll be a nice Dragon plus the ace. That's a lot of gold that goes back over to TSG. 21-16, 4-3 in turrets, and an extra Dragon picked up there for TSG means 43.7 thousand gold to 38.6. That's about a 5,000 gold lead in favor of TSG. Again, that's not terribly too much that Team Ugish can't come back from this. But it's a decent amount. 25 minutes here into this match. Again, I'll go ahead and link that bracket in chat. We got some questions about what teams have made it so far, so if you want to check that out, it has been linked in the chat as of now. You can see how things have been turning out. Again, this is the round 2 quarterfinal matchup between TSG and Team Ugish. We just watched Multipurpose Team take on Team TrueSight and then be victorious after that against the LEGO Master Builders, which means Multipurpose Team has moved on to the semifinals in a matchup against the winner of the match you currently have on your stream. Also, a little update around the entire tournament. Looks like the Bumbleclots fell to Binary Solo, which means Binary Solo took on, in the quarterfinals, Orbit Gaming Fire, who were victorious. So Orbit Gaming Fire has moved on to the semifinals, and they're waiting to see who their matchup is for that semifinal against the winner of the matchup between Zero Fucks Gaming and Alaskan Bullworms. A little bit of a mid-game lull here, guys, as teams just trying to secure map pressure and farming numbers in their favor for the next strong items, as well as waiting on their ultimate cooldowns. Speaking of ultimate cooldowns, everybody has their R available at the moment. A couple recalls coming out in this mid lane. Might want to be interrupted. Gomu is now really tanky with the Randuins completed. Again, there's only so much magic damage if they can actually get rid of Soraka quite early here. Soraka's not quite tanky at the moment. She needs a little bit more armor, I would say, to be able to deal with Renekton, Nocturne, and Lucian. Concussive stacks came out big last team fight. If you noticed, right here in this spot, concussive stacks actually stunned up Soraka, so she couldn't actually cast Wish in time, if I'm not mistaken, to save some of her members from the overall damage. Like, by the time she was able to cast any of her healing spells, then Katarina had already applied grievous wounds to the enemy team, which meant incoming healing was reduced. So that really came out big for her team. Again, this is the second appearance of Braum we've had so far in our tournament. So far, 0-3 and 9. It's not a bad score for a support. Just a kill short of his matchup. Again, this is the quarterfinal matchup between TSG and Team Ugish. If you'd like to get involved in our tournaments, you can log on to NotSoStock.ca. Check out our Team Finder feature. If you don't have an actual team ready to go to sign up for our tournaments, we'd love to have you join us for all of our different tier tournaments throughout the week. We have a tournament for every tier, as well as tonight is, our open bracket tournaments on Fridays, where you don't even have to be level 30 to join us for this. It'll be your shot at some free RP. Looks like Braum doesn't like the worm very much, so he throws a little bit of damage through Winter's Bite. Again, here we are, guys. This is our quarterfinal matchup between TSG and Team Uggish. The winner of this matchup goes on to take on Multi-Purpose Gaming. Dragon spawns in just about a minute and a half. Baron's on the table. There's a lot of ward coverage. Look at all of those wards on the map by Team Uggish, trying to keep their side of the map under their control, which is important when you're slightly behind or even far behind. You need to make sure that you secure vision control so that you don't have to face check all day, every day. Again, just over a minute before Dragon spawns, it'll be a hotly contested item for blue team, or sorry, for red team here. They want to get that gold and the experience bonus it gives. I mean, look at that. Lulu's level 12 to a level 15, a couple level 15s there on the side of TSG. Stand behind me used by Braum to apply a armor and magic resist buff to Katarina and himself for just a moment there. If you're not familiar with that champion, he's got a lot in his kit to really protect people. He doesn't quite deal a lot of damage himself, but he has a lot of utility in his kit to keep people alive. Alrighty, in this mid lane, we finally have a lot of champions here. Jax does have teleport, so he's okay splitting from his team. In fact, that's the best way to go about it. Although he does rotate back over to the mid lane, it looks. He'll just head down through the jungle, trying to farm up as he goes. Again, Dragon, look at that timer control, as blue team's like 1-0. Here's the Dragon. We'll start it up. It might be setting up a bait. Zap actually doesn't reveal TSG, believe. Just pops his Banshee's Veil. There are no wards in that one, as sweepers will check this brush. Winter's Bite actually goes. Okay, we got Paranoia into the back line as they separate Lulu away from the team. That'll mean that Wild Growth isn't available as Jax tries to dive the back line, but there's 3 of them there. Nice Wild Growth actually pops up the Soraka. I mean, she can continue to heal for her team. She was quite tanky, though. She might have wanted to stay and cast more Star Calls. So far, nobody has fallen on the side of TSG, with Lucian around the back, but Jinx gets decided off of that kill and gets away. Ignite goes down onto Soraka. One more Star Call actually takes down Katarina. She gets away. One more Star Call. That's a double kill. The Star Calls are so strong, and that's a triple kill for that Soraka. And the Zap around the corner takes down Braum. What a turnaround here on our stream. What a play. Awesome team fight. Ending up going an ace for 2 in what looked like a terrible fight for red team here. Team Uggish coming up big. And the Dragon's still on the table, means they'll be able to start that up. And just Drain tanking it through. Soraka has a lot of heals to be able to survive. The Star Call's over the wall, though. I have to say, well played by that mid lane Soraka. They get a turret for their Trumbles as well, and the Dragon will fall in their favor. And look at that. Jinx is a tower shredding monster with that cannon creep, allowing her to get it. She gets excited to run away as well. So she'll get away safely, even with the home guard coming out from Ron. So it's an ace, plus a dragon and 2 turrets going over in favor of Team Uggish when they were down and got aced last time for only 2 members. And like I said, there were 2 deaths already over in this area, guys. It was already like low HP Jinx running away, Soraka running away, and like 1 person surviving for just a moment as Jax fell to the back line. And so basically it was like nobody had any HP, but the debuff, the magic resist debuff, meant that Soraka's Star Calls over the wall in the base were just huge damage That was an awesome team fight to cast. It was super cool. Triple kill for this Soraka, which means now she's got Ajanias for the next team fight, plus a Negatron Cloak to deal with Katarina's damage. So it's like, I cannot wait to see how the next team fight goes. Because, I mean, still, look at the gold numbers, guys. We've got only about 1,000 gold separating these two teams. It's a really close one, guys. We'll see how things turn out. That was such an amazing... You know, you can't even call that like a throw or a mistake by TSG, because it was a well-played fight up until that point. And they're just farming out the jungle here, trying to get, again, those ultimates off cooldown and core items completed. Baron's the next thing on the table, and look at this. Because of all the gold that just swung in favor of Team Uggish, they've just spammed their side of the jungle with wards, trying to secure ward coverage all around the Baron pit. 2 sweepers on each team. And Lulu now has completed Twin Shadows, which means she'll be able to kite a little bit more for her team, on top of giving her team a little bit of a speed buff from the Shirelia's boost of Talisman of Ascension. Soraka picking up blue buff as well is going to be big for her team. Wish is off cooldown again. Summoner heal will be available for the next fight as well. Braum is super tanky. Alright, Starcall clears out that mid lane. Bottom lane is shoving in favor of TSG, though. They might want to think about taking advantage of that. Plus, they have superior coverage in the actual pit, as well as, like, the river. So, if they can catch Vi here, that's actually going to be huge for their team. Okay, forcing the flash out of the Vi. That was a great flash by Vi. If she had a fall in there, that's a free Baron for the enemy team, regardless of any gold lead. Although, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if it's a 5v5 and TSG is inside the Baron pit, that's really, really bad for TSG, because if you didn't know already, Baron applies a magic resistance debuff, which means you take increased damage from magic scaling abilities, which means Soraka, who just came out with a double kill last team fight, should come out even bigger for the next team fight if everybody is already low on magic resist, and Starcall reduces it even more, so things could definitely get out of hand. Again, TSG has bottom lane pushing like really strong with another wave joining it. That's going to mean that Vi or Jax or somebody here has to split. There's no teleport available for Jax. Unfortunately, I don't think TSG was actually aware of this, because they might have wanted to actually look for a Baron or look for a top lane turret or something like that to take advantage of that pressure. But as things stand, they go back to buy to ready up for the next fight. Winter's Bite not actually connecting on to Soraka there in the mid lane. 36 minutes into the match here, guys. Only 1.3 thousand gold separates these two teams. It's a really close game here, guys. We've had aces in each team's favor, which is awesome when we've got games that are this close. The winner of this matchup moves on to the semi-final against against Multi-Purpose Team. We had a quick pause here. Again, it's been 36 minutes. Maybe somebody just needs to go run to the washroom for a quick moment. In the meantime, guys, while they have this pause running, I'd love for you to head over to NotSoStock.ca. You can check out a couple awesome features over there on our website, including the Team Finder, where if you want to get involved with these tournaments but you don't have a team and you don't know where to start, that's a great stepping stone, great starting point for you, where you can just input your information, your summoner information, your rank, your summoner name, and what you're looking for, what roles you play and whatnot, and then you can get picked up by a team that go to scout that area. If your team's missing a couple people, then you can use that also in the reverse process. Be like, hey, I've only got 3 or 4 guys, we're missing a couple, so I'd love to have people join our team. Just log on, NotSoStock.ca, and look at the list. It's available for all to see, so that you can build a team out of this awesome community that we have growing here. Speaking of growing our community, guys, we'd love to have you hit that follow button and bring your friends on over to this stream. If they want to enjoy some great shoutcasting, well, you guys will have to tell me if I'm good enough or not for you to invite your friends, but I'd love to cast for more than just the people that are here. You guys have been awesome so far. Invite your friends over, hit that follow button so that you get an email anytime we come online. We have a tournament every night of the week with special events on the weekends, so we'd love to have you here. Another feature through our website is our high elo coaching. If you're interested in upping your game as a solo queue member so that you can join in the higher elo tournaments and just improve overall, we have high elo coaches available through our website as a service. You can check that out again at NotSoStock.ca. Also available for fives teams. If you're interested in getting some direction and feedback for your fives team, then our coaches can also coach you in that as well. Again, on behalf of NotSoStockGaming, I'd love to welcome you to the stream if you're just joining us, and thank you for being here if you've been here for a while. My name is Impossible, and I'll be shoutcasting for you this evening. I also control the stream, so if you have feedback about audio or video controls that would improve this entertainment service for you guys, then go ahead and post those in the Twitch chat. I'll read them and respond as best I can. Again, this is all a service to our esports community. We love you guys, and we thank you for joining us here. If you have any feedback, positive, negative, anything, comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and contact us either through Facebook, Twitter, here in the Twitch chat, a PM through Twitch. You can even email us at admin.notsostock.ca. Also, if you really enjoy what we've been doing, we've had a couple people that have told us they love what we're doing and want us to continue, and you can donate through PayPal using that link that's underneath the stream here. It really helps us grow our community here, as well as be able to afford our services to you guys. If you want to support us, go ahead and go through that option. If donating's not under your belt, then another way that you can really contribute to the growth of our community here would be to just invite your friends. Invite your friends to come and watch the stream if you're playing. If they're not, if you're not playing and you're just watching, say, hey, come over, come watch with me, come sign in, watch this awesome broadcast, some great League of Legends every night of the week. And this is our semi-final, sorry, our quarter-final matchup between True Skill Gaming and Team Uggish. The winner of this matchup moves on to take on Multi-Purpose Team in our semi-finals here on NotSoStockGaming's open bracket. Multi-Purpose Team were victorious over Team TrueSight and then the Lego Master Builders to move on to the semi-finals. If you're interested in the other side of the bracket, Binary Solo beat out Bombleclods to take on Orbit Fire in round 2. Orbit Fire actually ended up being victorious in that matchup, so they're in the semis taking on Alaskan Bullworms. The winner of that matchup moves on to the finals. Alright, we're back underway here as the pause was completed. And 23 to 21 in kills, 4 to 6 in turrets, and only 1,500 gold separates these two teams. We're almost 40 minutes into the game here, guys. It's all or nothing for both of these teams, as all of our tournaments are held in single elimination, best of ones with no losers bracket. So it's win or go home for both of these teams. 37 minutes here on Summoner's Rift. 60k gold broken for Team Uggish, with TSG on their heels. And bottom lane is really close here. It's shoving in favor of Team Uggish. Looks like both side lanes are shoving in favor of Team Uggish, which means they might want to think about engaging hard here on the mid lane and are shoving it out even further so that they can take control of that Baron pit. Because, okay, we got a recall coming out here by this Lucian. He's sitting on 1.3 thousand gold. Needs a little bit more. Okay, he completes his Banshee's Veil, which will be really strong for the next team fight. A couple Banshee's Veils on the side of TSG that'll help them out against Vi's Assault and Battery. and or slows from the Glitter Lance. Polymorph, some spells that can be reduced, cancel out. Vision control completely in favor of Team Uggish. Will they start at the Baron? They will, actually. As they see that their side lanes are pushing, this is the best play they can make. Lots of crits going down onto the Baron. He's down to 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 HP. Smite's ready. Okay, Vike secures Smite for his team. Soraka gets the Wild Growth in the middle of the team. She's landing Star Call on a lot of people. Braum is the first to fall. That's a double kill for Jinx as she gets excited. That's a quadra kill. Will it be the Penta? Oh, the Jax, scumbag Jax. That would have been the second pentakill ever here on NotSoStockGaming's amateur tournaments, but a quadra kill for that Jinx. So much damage. She's got 13 kills. Looks like they'll just tank up this turret with the Baron buff, regen, and so much armor on those guys. Jax also just shreds turrets with Jinx. That'll be the first turret inside the base falling. That's an inhibitor. Will they think about actually finishing the game? They have 10 seconds on Braum, 20 seconds or more on everybody else. Again, they're just going to tank it up. A couple turrets. There's one. And there's two Nexus turrets. Braum spawns, but I don't know what he can do to actually save his team. The Nexus falls. Congratulations to Team Uggish. They are victors of that matchup. The quarterfinals. They'll move on to the semifinals against Multi-Purpose Team. A well-fought match by both of these guys, though. What an awesome game. Alright, again, this will be Multi-Purpose Team taking on Team Uggish. Alrighty, again, here we are. This will be the semi-final matchup between Multi-Purpose Team and Team Uggish. We had an awesome, hard-fought battle between TSG and Uggish last matchup. Again, this will be the semi-finals. Now that we have the bracket updated for all of the remaining 4 teams, I'll let you know that all of the following teams are guaranteed at least 800 RP apiece for each of their members. That'll be Orbit Gaming Fire, Alaskan Bullworms, Multi-Purpose Team, and Team Uggish. Those are the 4 remaining teams for our semi-finals here. Again, all these members of each of these teams are battling for first place. The winner of tonight's tournament, all 5 members of the team get awarded 3,200 RP apiece, as well as that triumphant Rise skin. Triumphant Rise only available through community events like ours, so if you want your shot at it, go ahead and log on again to NotSoStock.ca. You can sign up for upcoming tournaments and events where you can get your shot at some free RP as well as that Triumphant Rise skin. Again, the top 4 teams do get RP. Again, we'll be underway quite shortly here, guys, for the semi-final matchup between teams Multi-Purpose Team and Team Uggish. We had an awesome victory by Team Uggish last game. Really close game. Alright, we are ready here, guys, and we'll be underway shortly. Alrighty, we're here into Champion Select here, guys. Picks and bans underway. We've got Nasus, Orianna, Heimerdinger, Soraka banned out, with one more ban available for Team Uggish. Last ban available on blue team. Last of 2 bans overall. Thresh banned out. Highly contested pick. Interesting to see the Nasus and Heimerdinger bans. Those must be target bans because I'm not quite sure why they would be worth a ban this late into the tournament. Jax, the final ban. A really scary character. Smite that bitch. Ends up locking in that Wukong. Really strong jungler. Could be top lane as well. Alright, first two lock-ins would be the Nidalee for the mid lane, as well as Braum locked in. Also in picks and bans, looks like the next two picks for the side of Team Uggish will be Twitch in the bottom lane, as well as could be a mid or top lane Yasuo. Alrighty, it looks like Lucian and Yasuo will get locked in. Main gets locked in as well. Xin Zhao hovered over for the jungle. Main locked in. Xin Zhao hovered over, and now Vi gets hovered over instead of that Xin Zhao. Alright, Vi does get locked in. Really strong jungler. Level 6 ganks are really, really strong. Lulu and Vel'Koz hovered over here. They do need a mid laner and a support. Both of those are interchangeable for either of those roles. Ziggs hovered over instead. Looks like it'll be a support Lulu if that does get locked in. So I do expect Ziggs to be the mid laner. Again, counter pick for top lane is available. Okay, interesting. At the last second, Nami hover. Okay, back to the Ziggs. Would have been really interesting. Okay, Ziggs is locked in. Again, top lane counter pick or comfort pick, whatever they choose, is available on the side of multi-purpose team. Looks like it could be a top lane Kayle. Or, of course, top lane Nidalee and mid lane. Got a couple available picks. Alright, Kayle is locked in. Most likely top lane. Again, if you want to check out that bracket to see how things have been so far, you can check out that bracket that has been posted in the chat. 40 more seconds. Available for moving around summoner spells, summoners onto correct champions, as well as checking runes, masteries, skins even, for the next 25 seconds, and then we'll get into our 3-minute stream delay. In the meantime, guys, though, you can log on to our website at NotSoStock.ca to check out a couple awesome features on that website. Alright, we're into that 3-minute spectator delay here for our semi-final matchup between multi-purpose team on red side versus Team Uggish on blue. Whenever this matchup moves on to the finals. Again, in just over 2 minutes here, we'll be underway for our semi-final matchup here on NotSoStockGaming. Semi-finals of the Open Bracket Tournament. In just over a minute and a half, we'll be loading onto Summoner's Rift here, guys. Sit tight, check out the website, check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and also bring your friends over to watch this match. If you saw anything from our last game, you'll know that this one will be great as well. Love to have you guys join us. Alright, 12 more seconds remaining here, guys, and we'll be loading onto Summoner's Rift. Again, invite your friends, grab a drink, grab a snack, and sit down in that chair and get comfortable for here our semi-final matchups between Team Uggish and Multi-Purpose Team. The winner of this matchup moves on to the finals to take on the winner between Orbit Gaming Fire and Alaskan Bullworms. Again, these are all best of one single elimination with no losers bracket. All 4 of those remaining teams that I did mention are guaranteed an RP reward issued by Riot Games, but this is the battle for the big money, as well as that triumphant Rise skin that's awarded to all 5 participating members of the winning first place team. Again, we're just loading onto Summoner's Rift here, guys. We'll be underway shortly. If you want to check out that bracket, guys, I'll post it in the chat for you. As we are here on Summoner's Rift. Looks like it's a Jungle Wukong with Yasuo in the top lane with Teleport. Lucian and Lulu down in that bottom lane with Ziggs in the mid lane. Nidalee in mid with Kayle up top. Braum and Vayne in the bottom lane with Vi in the jungle. Again, this is patch 4.7, which means in 5 seconds trinkets are available, which can ward out against jungle invades early on. We're seeing that RNG taking a lead for either of these teams. Pretty much standard starts in the inventories of all these different members. You can see mirrors across most of the inventories. Looks like Braum was able to land the Scar Award this time. Well played.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
In about 30 seconds, we'll have minions spawning out of the base. The third wave from each Nexus is actually a cannon wave, with the first two waves giving the first level ups. Couple things, if you didn't know, in order to gain level 2 in the mid lane, you have to kill the entire first wave plus the first melee minion. For a duo lane, like the bottom, you have to kill the first entire wave with both of your members present, and then the next 3 melee minions to secure level 2 for both of your champions. Top lane is also a solo lane, so refer to what I said about mid lane. Also, an anecdote about the relic shield here that's on Braum. You want to use those first 2 charges that you start the game with immediately in that first wave to kill the first 2 melee minions, so that you'll have a charge recharged off cooldown in time for the third wave that includes a cannon. Nice bouncing bomb, let's a little bit of harass onto Nidalee in this mid lane. Close farm numbers. Wow, this hitbox on that spear surprised even me, and I play a lot of Nidalee. And a nice javelin toss lands to return a little bit of aggression. Again, down here in this bottom lane, looks like they're shoving in, kind of freezing, I guess. Keeping this even. Nice Glitter Lance lands onto Braum. He turns around a little bit of aggression. Then Winter's Bite lands onto Lulu. Looks like he did actually do what I mentioned. He is recharging a stack of his Spoils of War at the moment, which, as you can see on the minimap, that third wave is here in a second. Look at that, level 2 for the bottom lane on the side of blue means they have aggression in their favor. Level 2 gives Silver Bolts over to Vayne, as well as the Wall. Unbreakable Shield, which can block Glitter Lance. Down here in this bottom lane, it'll be really much a skill matchup. If Braum can't time his spells correctly and like the armor and magic resist buff to Vayne, and can't block out some serious spells with his Unbreakable Shield, then things should sway in favor of the Lulu Lucian lane. Lulu Lucian, say that 20 times fast. Lulu Lucian, Lulu Lucian. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. But they've got a lot of poke damage, Lulu and Lucian. Glitterlands, with Lulu also being ranged champion, with Vayne having a really short auto attack range, and then Braum of course being melee means ranged harass is key for Lulu and Lucian here. Looks like Kayle is shoving in quite nicely, at least, as I was about to say, at least Yasuo's able to keep his health bar, but he takes a lot of damage right there. Interesting fact, even though Kayle becomes ranged with her E activated, she can actually auto-attack through the wind wall of the Yasuo because it's not actually projectile. Keep that in mind. If you're playing Yasuo against a Kayle, your wind wall is unreliable in that fashion. Wukong's coming up top lane, won't get spotted out by a ward, but he's really low. I don't know if you should gank with that low of HP, especially on a Kayle who has a heal. It's really scary. She could 1v2 if she pulls this off correctly. She does have a potion as well. Nice knock-up, slows her down. A little bit of damage. She uses her spell if you heal. That's first blood, a full 400 gold bonus as well, which means 200 in the hands of Wukong, 400 in the hands of Yasuo. Well played in that top lane. 5 minutes in here, first blood secure. Vi's gank not going quite well. Looking at the farm numbers across the board, Yasuo was able to shove in, so I'm not going to take that as a full-on minion lead because Kayle will make it back to farm while he's not there. But the jungle is even, other than the assist pool that went over to Wukong. He completes his Spirit Stone, looking to build that Spirit of the Elder Lizard as quickly as possible. Condemn throws Lucian away so that he can't actually continue his aggression. But let's look at this mid lane again. Javelin toss landing on a minion, so not actually dealing damage to Ziggs. He's missed out on a couple CS there, but he's still up a couple over Nidalee. No kills. And both of these guys still sitting on their level 1 consumables. So interesting that there's not too much aggression here, forcing heals out from either of these guys. Ziggs really low on mana compared to Nidalee, though. Oh, and Ziggs misses the cannon creep. Unfortunate for him. Level 6s now have come out for both of these guys. An interesting choice for you guys here, if you play a lot of mid lane, is as soon as you hit level 6, if you look down bottom lane here, they are only level 4. So if you have an ultimate available and a lot of damage, sometimes this is the best time for you to roam down to bottom lane. You can bring an ultimate into a lane that has 2 enemies for the taking. Like somebody like Ziggs, who can deal it in AoE, that's a lot that you can offer your bottom lane, and maybe even secure a couple kills for your team. And shoving here in this bottom lane, Winter's Bite lands on a concussive stack to Lucian, and then a couple autos. One more will actually stun up Lulu there. Okay, it wears off. Nice aggression underneath the turret. No more consumables. Alright, in this top lane, Wukong quasi-camping this Kayle up here. She's got her ultimate, though, and she's back up against her turret, so she'll be really safe. Ziggs gets really low from a couple spears. Cougar form allowing Nidalee to wave clear quite nicely, and last hit. She's now gone in the lead in terms of minion kills. Blue buff going to be given over to Nidalee. Personally, as a mid laner, this is what I hate. Is when my jungler's like, hey, blue buff, and I'm in a cannon wave. I'm like, bro, hold up. But it looks like it'll be nice timing, as that blue buff will go right over to Nidalee. Alright, again, down here in this bottom lane, nobody's gone back to purchase just quite yet. About 50 minions for each of these guys. Winter's Bite hits a minion, not hitting either of those champions. Nice. Couple autos out of that Lulu gets her a little bit more gold from the passive of Spell Thief's Edge, as well as the Pickpocket Mastery. Both of these supports are deep in utility. Nice double shot, as well as the Q going through Braum. That's a lot of damage, down to about 120 HP. 110. She'll think about recalling. A little bit of regen from the Spoils of War. Getting a little bit more of Braum's max HP back over to Vayne. She's now got at least a couple hundred to keep herself close. But again, another Q lands through 2, bringing Vayne back down to that 100 HP mark. She does have Summoner Heal and Flash, though. Level 6 is now available in the bottom lane. You might want to think about using the Culling. He has the mana for it. Might force a Summoner spell underneath the turret. It has the range. I would have done it. I'm not quite sure why he chose not to. But there's a gank down by Nidalee. She grabs a free kill. Lucian trying to get something back in his favor, but a double kill by that Nidalee with blue buff. Well played, leaving the mid lane to just be pushed by that Ziggs. He's got a cannon creep. Ziggs is actually quite good at taking down towers, though, so he's put down a lot of damage. But he should have left a little bit sooner. Assault and Battery is available, and the knockup Satchel Charge doesn't actually take him away. Oh, great Mega Inferno Bomb, forcing the Flash. Oh, one Spear and an auto. Flash auto will actually refresh the blue buff and get a killing spree for this Nidalee in the mid lane. Well played indeed. Nidalee now the member that's meant to carry this. She's got all of her team's kills. No deaths and a minion lead. Look at the mirrored items. Okay, Wukong goes down, activates Cyclone. Oh no, you pounced into the turret. Oh, that was painful to watch. Looks like Nidalee gave the shutdown gold over to Wukong. Unfortunate that Yasuo didn't make it in time with his teleport to get the assist pool. Something interesting you guys might want to know is that a kill in and of itself is worth more gold if overall if you actually have kill participation by multiple members. The assist pool is there for the taking if somebody can contribute, because a kill's gold, the 300 base that a kill actually gives, also is available to give another additional 50% that is split between assisting members. But if nobody assists, then that gold never goes anywhere. For example, if you get a solo kill just in a 1v1, that's 300 gold to your team in your hands specifically. But if your jungler comes to help, they get an extra 150 gold that would have just gone to waste to no one had they not been there. Alright, looks like Wukong's off in the wings with double buff. He doesn't have Cyclone because he did use it in the melee. But the red buff slow goes down onto, forcing the flash out of this Vayne. She has to tumble away, becomes invisible, trying to kite things around. Nice knockup from the Vi as she shows up. She has a red buff to slow out this Wukong. One more auto will save her, and she does. She's lifestealing off the creeps in the backline. Wild Growth not enough to actually save Wukong there. Or it might have actually gone onto herself. Didn't quite catch it. But a great turnaround by the Vi coming in to save her bottom lane. Let's double check back here on the top lane. I want to see if anything comes of this. It's really close. Couple spears landed in that mid lane to get Ziggs low. But Nidalee's low on mana now that her blue buff has worn off. Oh, nice knockup lands. Then a red buff slow. Assault and battery onto Lulu. One more auto from the Vayne, and it will secure that kill. Vayne's now 1-0-2 with the Cutlass. She'll have enough gold really soon here to complete Blade of the Rune King. And as we saw in last game, a Vayne with a couple core items can wreak havoc if she solo pushes. Up in this top lane, it looks like a really close 1v2. Kayle has her ultimate, Ignite, and Flash available, but the ultimate was already used by Yasuo. He doesn't have too much lifesteal to actually be able to duel here, but a nice rotation up by this Lucian will actually help secure a kill on the Nidalee, who was chasing Ziggs, by the way. Alright, the first turret of the game in favor of Red Team falls here. Team Uggish has been doing a good job defending their turrets so far. 3-5 in kills, 1-1 in turrets, for the overall gold lead being in favor of multi-purpose team on red side. Looks like blue side will start up the dragon. They're not in vision of the enemy team, so if he can actually secure that, well, there's an inkling that Wukong might be starting it. He's alone though and really low. He doesn't have flash to get over a wall. Will he get executed? Oh, gets a shield from Lulu, but Vayne's gonna try and 1v2. Will she turn onto the dragon? Cutlass slow goes down. Tumbles into the enemy team though. Wild Growth onto Lulu to kind of bait the enemy team. Concussive Blow stuns up Lucian. A couple more autos will finish off him with Silver Bolts. One more, and that's going to be another kill. 2-0-2 on that Vayne. Trying to chase onto this whimsied up Lulu. Nice Winter's Bite. Lands the slow. Vault Breaker doesn't quite connect, but there is Assault and Battery in just a few seconds. That shield won't block tower hits, but Brahm's quite tanky. Spear's missing off to the side. Again, Wukong fell in the jungle after taking so much damage from the dragon. It's in vision of blue team, but blue team is down a lot of numbers. So it'll be the first dragon of the game if they can get Smite secured. Mega Inferno Bomb not doing quite enough. But that'll be the first dragon of the game going over to multi-purpose team. That'll increase their gold lead to about 3,000 here as blue buff will be given over to Nidalee again. But Nashor's Tooth completed in the top lane for this Kayle. She's been shoving in non-stop against this guy. You can tell between the 1,000 missing health and basically only 700 or so, so you can see how the aggression's been going. Oh, great Q and the autos landing. Kayle has, you know, the Holy Fury, Holy Fervor passive. That means she reduces armor and magic resist on hit. Uh-oh, takes a couple tower hits, heals herself back up to get out of range. Nice knockup, lands her underneath the turret as well, forcing the ultimate out from that kill. Knockup with the Cyclone, but she gets a solo kill underneath the turret. Again, total gold actually increases the lead for blue team because there was an assist pool taken by the Yasuo, as the last hit went over to the Cyclone of Wukong. But overall, it's alright for both teams. Alright, Assault and Battery is available for this Vi should she look for something in the mid lane. She has level 9. She's asked to cover top lane, but as Wukong doesn't stay, she'll clear out her camp instead. Looks like a little bit of a 1v1 here. Vayne doing work. There's no ultimate available for Yasuo just quite yet. Vayne trying to kite away. Can she dodge the knockup? No, she will not. 360 gold, so a quasi shutdown on that Vayne going over to this Yasuo. He's now getting a lot of gold in his inventory. He's completed his first core item of that static shiv as the mid lane turret actually falls. So the second turret of the game in favor, of multi-purpose team falling in the mid lane. And they have more total global gold as they got the first dragon as well. So they're still up about 3,000 gold. 16 minutes into the game here, guys. About 4 more minutes before the dragon respawns. A blue buff Nidalee means free siege of the mid lane. Even with only her range and the melee of that Braum. That's a lot of damage. Kayle takes down the third and final outer turret on blue side of the map by forcing the flash out of Wukong as he's already at half HP. He needs to be better aware of his positioning while under there. The smite comes out from Vi to actually steal away the white. Again, the solo push in the bottom lane of a Vayne. It worked out before. Will it work out again? Kayle and Vi secure a kill up there. A nice ult going on to Vi to actually keep her alive through the cyclone of the Wukong. That's a couple kills. Oh, you're still in range. Okay, Kayle, you might want to walk forward for a second there. Lucian's here off to the side. He's got blue buff. Red buff. He's got flash available and Relentless Pursuit. Relentless Pursuit into the culling, but it's blocked out by the minions. Unfortunate. Oh, the Q brings her down to like no HP. The W lands as well. He's still got flash. Oh, he used flash to get in range. Unfortunate there. If he had done it a little bit sooner, he might have been able to secure a couple kills, but who am I to judge? Again, this duo buddying up. The buddy system here in this mid lane between Braum and Nidalee. Yasuo chasing onto Vayne once again. Wind Wall not placed in an optimal position to actually stop some of her auto attacks. Oh, the Sheen proc, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no, just Brutalizer, reducing the armor as well with the Q coming out from Wukong. Braum, his pathing was a mistake, walking into all 5 members of the enemy team there. Yasuo gets onto her there. Will he land the knockup into the ultimate? He will. Gets condemned away, but it still lands the damage. That's an interesting combination of overall spells. Nice spear lands onto Wukong. The trap will reveal him if he decides to use his clone as well. They're still chasing onto this Nidalee here. Nice slow lands from the Girdlers. Kayle solo pushing the top lane. She doesn't have the teleport that Yasuo does, but his is on cooldown as he's down here in the bottom lane. Anyway, Vi off to the side. She does have Assault and Battery in just a couple seconds, but this is a 5-2 push, which means that'll be a turret going over in favor of blue team here. Again, Team Uggish trying to claw their way back in here. They're only down about 4,000 to 5,000 gold. Nidalee is quite fed with the Needlessly Large, trying to complete the death cap with that blasting one as well. Again, Dragon spawns in just under a minute. Recalls coming out here from blue team, trying to make sure that Kayle can't actually get a another turret in that top lane. Oh, she's come around behind the Ziggs. Satchel Charge will try to get him away, but he's already taken a lot of hits. She speeds herself up with her heal. Oh, Cyclone underneath the tower for the knockup, forcing her her ultimate right away, and Lucian, she's stuck in between all 5 members again, kind of like Braum before. Greed. The greed. Hear about that, Kayle. It was a nice play up until the point that she get knocked up underneath the turret. Spear doesn't quite connect. Vayne is up a little bit, but she's got Braum to stand behind. Stand behind me. Used to bring Braum closer to that Nidalee. Again, they've been like duo pushing this mid lane almost all of the mid game here. Alright, there's the spawn of the dragon. We had a question in chat. How does Hurricane work in Kayle's build? I'd be happy to explain that. It only works when she becomes ranged, but it actually does then act as though it would on any other range carry, and it applies both her passive stacks as well as the on-hit of the bonus magic damage from Nasser's Tooth. So it basically applies even more AoE to her for her E auto attacks there. So it's an effective buy. Again with the pathing, why do you keep each member now? Almost every single member of red team here has been guilty of walking through a million different members of blue team here. Team Ugish capitalizing on the positioning mistakes there. Culling doesn't actually hit anybody, but it'll make him not chase. A 1v1 here in the bottom lane. Kale is pushing the top lane, so they need somebody to respond to that. Looks like she's getting collapsed on by 3. Vayne trying to stay alive here in the bottom lane. Looks like she'll get caught out. Again, so much damage now having completed a couple items. She uses her ultimate, needs vision. Will she use her flash to chase? Oh wow, great flash over the wall. That's actually a really hard flash to pull off unless you're right next to the wall. Nidalee secures the kill on Wukong. Lucian and Yasuo complete a kill in the bottom lane. Yasuo almost fell. But Kale, great flash. He would have fell to Mega Inferno Bomb in that top lane had she not flashed perfectly over that wall. Braum still pushing this mid lane on his own. He's got 38 farm. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm supposed to be a support? I don't give no dang. Pushing out this mid lane again with the Nidalee. They've been doing the buddy system here mid lane for most of the mid game. As we're 22 minutes into the game, 10 to 12 in turrets, 10 to 12 in kills, excuse me, 4 to 5 in turrets, with a couple dragons having gone over to the side of multi-purpose team here. All of those greater numbers in their favor means a almost 5,000 gold lead in their favor. Vi solo pushing the bottom lane. Yasuo has teleport, which means he's fine to be splitting the top lane here. Sweeping out some wards, trying to get vision control across the entire river for her team. Vayne's going to get red buff. So for the next minute or so, she'll have a lot more kiting potential as well as the red buff tick. She's almost completed her Phantom Answer, which is a necessity in any Vayne build, in my opinion. Stand behind me, giving a little bit more magic resist to reduce the incoming damage from Bouncing Bomb onto that Nidalee. She's got a blue buff to heal herself up with Primal Surge, though. Nice dodge out of the Javelin toss there. Ziggs avoiding taking that damage. Almost able to take out that ward. They both dodge it, which means it goes to the face of that Wukong. He's taken a lot of those Javelin tosses. Yasuo off. Not in Fog of War, which means he'll almost take a spear to the face. Nice wind wall blocks that out. Vayne trying to 1v1 the Lucian here, but the culling might do enough. Blade of the Ruined King plus the turnaround red buff won't actually do enough to save her. Took a lot of damage while trying to get that turret. That means red buff transfer complete. Oh, Nidalee, that's a choke point, and he has red buff plus a lot of HP and mana, but he won't aggress because he does smartly understand that he can't really aggress. Look at this, keep walking through choke points. Each of these members taking free poke damage. If that spear had landed, that would have been a lot of return damage onto Ziggs, though. They're in full control here, as it'll be about 2 minutes before a dragon respawns, just over 2 minutes. Kale probably looking for either Deathcap or Lichbane out of that blasting one. She has her ultimate available and is forced to use it again. How many times will we see this Kale as she's in between so many different members in this choke point here of the mid lane? Falls once again to 3 members or more of blue team. That's 12 to 12, evening up the kill numbers. Team Ugish with a little bit of a comeback as they're reducing that gold lead. That was almost 6,000, now down to 3.5. Or now up to 4,000. Couple spears landing. Lucian gets low in that jungle. Great ward coverage allows for a Nidalee to throw spears as people are rotating in between lanes. Iron Man gonna go heal up on his platform, trying to complete that Blade of the Ruined King. Interesting choice of build path. He's already got a lot of lifesteal and damage from the Bloodthirster, but Blade of the Ruined King for a little bit more kiteability. An interesting choice because there's only the the health stacking on, I would say, the Braum. Like, just one giant spell doesn't actually help making a Blade of the Ruined King worth it. But I suppose if he feels like he has to kite away the buy, and it's a decent buy for him. Triforce gives you mobility as well, and much more damage than Blade of the Ruined King. It's an interesting choice, as I said. Kale is once again back to her solo pushing up the top lane. She doesn't have teleport in her round of summoner spells. Yasuo's down bottom though, so somebody has to rotate to defend. As you can see, they help defend pings in that top lane. Decent rotations to defend all lanes here for Team Uggish. Again, dragon spawns in about 15 seconds. We'll see who wants it. Looks like red has numbers in that area, and as they're sweeping it, tells me they have the timer. 10 seconds before it spawns, it should go over in their favor. Okay, ward over the wall. It's not, it's not in vision of the pink ward, but a sweeper is off cooldown. Kayle gets a solo kill in that top lane, only barely. Look at that health bar. She's trying to run away from Wukong as well. She will get away because she lands the slow. Her ultimate used perfectly, I would say. Alright, Vi Smite secures that dragon. 12 to 13. That's the third dragon of the game going over to this team. Clearing out the mid lane as well. They're now up 7,000 gold. A couple kills plus 3 dragons will do that. Plus, look at Kayle's farm numbers as well as Nidalee. They've just been farming hard throughout this game. Kayle's got Death Cap completed onto Nashor's Tooth and Runon's Hurricane. She's looking for all auto attack damage. That's a lot. A lot of damage. If we check here just the overall numbers, her E gives her a 126 on top of 40 base. That's almost 200 magic damage on hit, not counting the Nashor's Tooth. Look at that. So much damage. Also stacking her Holy Fervor passive means reducing magic resist. That's just a scary Kayle. You can't really 1v1 her without help. As you can see, the Runon's Hurricane does actually proc when she's in that ranged form. Solo pushing this top lane after getting a solo kill. Vayne solo pushing. It's the 1-3-1 push in their favor. A couple tower hits, forces Summoner heal. Nice Relentless Pursuit, reapplies the culling onto Nidalee here. They've got wards over the wall for a couple more attacks. Nice auto attacks. Here's where the Blade of the Ruined King actually plays into Lucian's favor, is against that Braum. Nice dodge out of the Javelin Toss. Winter's Bite doesn't actually connect onto Lucian underneath the turret. Mega Inferno Bomb clears out all the minions in that bottom lane, excuse me. As top falls. Again, this Kayle is huge! You need at least a couple people to lock her down. Gets another solo kill and taking out that inhibitor turret. Javelin Toss off to the side here doesn't actually land onto Ziggs. Bouncing Bomb not connecting as the speed buff from the heal. Rampage though for the Lucian. He's really low. Dodges out the Javelin Toss, keeping here safe. A Rampage though. Look at this. 1-3-1 is actually working out in their favor as Kayle's able to 1v1 anybody they send one at a time. Trying to get that first inhibitor. Inhibitor turret could be falling. Vi's been taking a lot of turret hits. She's relatively low. Wild Growth onto Ziggs will keep them safe. Plus the Mikhails from support Lulu, keeping him healthy. But that'll be the second turret inside the base, actually falling in favor of multi-purpose team. Cycle Charge actually helps Braum. Great heal coming out from the Kayle. Dashing back to the Vi to remain healthy. A little bit of a lull in mid-game action here as teams try to secure their core items. We got a BF sword added to the inventory of that Vayne on top of the Blade of the Ruined King and Phantom Dancer. She's got a lot of kite ability, even though she's got a few deaths. So she's been farming up quite well. She's got a decent front line to keep her safe, too. And now that Kayle's big, they might want to focus her in team fights. There's only so much hard CC that Team Uggish can use to lock down Vayne, Vi in the backline, Nidalee throwing spears from the backline, and then of course Kayle with just so much AoE damage. Now completing a looking for a Bilgewater Cutlass. Might be either a Blade of the Ruined King or a some Spell Vamp and Lifesteal from the Gunblade, Hextech Gunblade. that can be built into as well. Ooh, a max range spear takes Ziggs down to 40%. The wind wall wasn't placed correctly. Looks like this would be the first inhibitor of the game falling if they can secure it in the mid lane. I would expect them to. They do have numbers at the moment. Home guard comes out from Lulu. Looking to land a Glitter Lance to slow people away. They get the last hit. Nice knock-up onto Braum, though. He's not really who you want it. Nice Fisher actually lands. Will Yasuo fall? Vi falls first. Nidalee has to flash away. But that's an inhibitor falling. Kayle will take 2 around that backside. But 2 people fall. Now maybe a third. Kayle has everything in her kit available. Interesting she didn't choose to flank there. She has so much AoE damage and everybody was relatively low. Again, Vayne solo pushing that bottom lane. So for 2 kills, it's 2 inhibitors. I'd say worth for Team Uggish. Or not Team Uggish, for red team here. There will be the next 7 spawned waves will include a super minion here. They've got a lot of damage and they also buff the stats of the minions in their wave with them. So for the next 4 minutes before that inhibitor respawns, 3.5 minutes of waves. Wow, a 1v1 by that Vayne. Well played on her part again. She just completed some more damage, and Vayne is a really strong duelist. Wukong's invisible lands the Q, but doesn't want any more aggression, as he doesn't want to use his... He doesn't have Cyclone available there, and also didn't want to use Flash to chase. Great tumble to get away by that Vayne. Look at this ward coverage by red team. They've got wards in the inside blue team's jungle. Team Uggish trying to defend as much as they can. This will be the 4th dragon of the game going over to multi-purpose team, if they can indeed secure it, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't. There's no ward coverage that deep in the map for blue team, so Mega Inferno while off cooldown won't really find a target. Baron could be the next thing on the map, as IE gets completed by that Vayne. It was a shutdown on the Lucian in that 1v1 between the 2 marksmen. That's a huge power spike for that Vayne. Means each of her individual auto attacks will deal a lot of damage, regardless of the silver bolts. Javelins being tossed out. There's a blue buff on Kayle and Nidalee. That's a lot of cooldowns, as well as the mana regen. Kayle activates her E. Nice Javelin. Takes away 60% of Ziggs' HP. He might want to think about backing off, because one more of those could take him out. He doesn't have a Zhonya's to keep him safe. That'll be the last inhibitor turret falling, and this could be the 3rd inhibitor. Yes, that is the 3rd inhibitor falling. Winter's Bite slows out Lucian so that they can't actually turn on a chase. Now that all inhibitors are down, I definitely would expect a Baron call here. We've seen really methodical play out of this red team here. Alright, they start up the Baron. Nidalee has blue buff to use Primal Surge to heal herself back up from the damage she took from starting it up. Down to a couple thousand, now down to 1,000. The smite comes out from Vi to secure it in their favor. That increases the gold lead to 14,000 in their favor. That's a ton. 35 minutes in, well, 34 and a half, almost 35 minutes into the game here with 3 inhibitors down in their base. Means, look at each of these waves includes 2 super minions, so 6 super minions are on their way to blue team's base, plus a Baroned up team that's also up in gold. 17 to 15 in kills, 10 to 4 in turrets, 4 to 0 in dragons, with an extra Baron. For all that global gold, increasing that gold lead to, again, 14,000. The top and middle inhibitor have respawned in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Top is there, and mid soon to follow. There we go. But a Baroned up team plus double super minions. No more super minions in that top, but the bottom is pushing with still their double wave. Plus there's 2 already there. Really scary. Requiring the resources and attention of a couple summoners in that bottom lane. Nidalee pushing the top lane. Couple autos. But again, the Baron regen is really strong for these guys. the 2-3-0 push. Flash Cyclone, but gets condemned away from Vayne. She's safe over the wall. Rom also falls, but he's got Baron regen as he flashes over the wall to stay safe. Kayla activates her ultimate to get into the fray. Nice knock-up onto Yasuo, but he dies before he can activate his ultimate, which was on cooldown anyway. Triple kill. Quadra kill for that Vayne. Well played, as the Nexus will actually fall. So much just overall pressure with all the minions there. Well played by multi-purpose team to become victorious over Team Uggish here. That'll move them on to the finals, as I'll post that bracket in the chat once again for you guys, as Orbit Gaming was also victorious in their matchup against Alaskan Bullworms. Again, congratulations though to Alaskan Bullworms and Team Uggish. Although they will be fighting for third place, they still are guaranteed a RP reward issued by Riot Games. Just hoping for that next matchup to come here onto the stream really quick here. Alright, here we go, guys. Seed number 1, Orbit Gaming Fire here, taking on a multi-purpose team in the finals here for the open bracket tournament this Friday evening on NotSoStockGaming's tournament stream. The winner of this matchup wins 3,200 RP apiece, as well as that Triumphant Rise skin. Definitely coveted by everybody out there. It's not available through the store. You can only win it through tournament community events like ours. Picks and bans underway here, guys, for the finals matchup between on blue side Orbit Gaming Fire versus Multi-Purpose Team on red side. Bans coming out are Vi, Nidalee, Thresh, Soraka, Jax, and Syndra. Locked in. That first pick, Braum, we've seen him in almost every game here on the stream this evening, and he's done relatively well. Morgana available. Zac, we haven't seen yet in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. He's not a really strong pick at the moment. We'll see what gets locked in. It will be that Morgana support and Wukong in the jungle. Orianna, a possibility for that mid lane pick. Apologize for a little bit of a stream delay there. Alright, again locked in, we have Lee Sin, most likely in the top lane. We've seen a lot more top lane Lee Sin than jungle Lee Sin. Orianna for the mid, support Braum, again support Morgana, jungle Wukong, Lucian as the marksman in the bottom lane. And we got Yasuo locked in, could be top lane or mid lane, we'll see how things turn out. We need a marksman and a solo laner, or jungle. Psyker. It'll be Ryze top lane, and it will, if that does indeed get locked in. LMQ TC Vasily, not the real one by the way, guys, but an awesome summoner nonetheless. He's really strong in that AD carry position as well. Locking in that Caitlyn, it will be top lane Ryze. Probably trading up to Barcode for that teleport spell. It'll be jungle Lee Sin. Could be a Veigar mid. It'll be an interesting choice against a Orianna. LeBlanc also available. Again, if you guys want to check out the bracket, I'll post that in chat for you guys. We are into the finals. If you want to see how we got here, then you can check that out. Also, the third place match was forfeited by Team Muggish. They had just a time constraint, so unfortunate for them. But they do get an RP reward for fourth place, so that'll award third place to Alaskan Bullworms. And this match will determine first and second place here at the finals of NotSoStockGaming's open bracket tournament this evening between Orbit Gaming Fire and Multi-Purpose Team. Seen some great teams out of MPT throughout the evening. We'll see if they can put on a great show here against a really strong team of Orbit Gaming Fire. 10 more seconds to move around summoners, check runes and masteries, skins, and make sure that everybody's on the right champion. Looks like it'll be a mid lane Lulu as that last lock-in. Now everything is secured the way you see it on your screen. 3 minutes remain on that spectator delay before we load on to Summoner's Rift here, guys. Again, my name is Impossible. On behalf of NotSoStockGaming, I'd love to welcome you here to the stream if you're just joining us. And thank you for being with us if you have been with us the entire night. Again, this is a return to the finals for Team Orbit, but the first time to the finals for Multi-Purpose Team, but they've been putting on quite a show this evening. Again, the winner of this matchup is awarded 3,200 RP apiece for each of their 5 participating members, as well as that triumphant Ryze skin. It's a hotly contested skin, as it is only available through community events like ours. If you want your shot on it, log on to NotSoStock.ca. If you don't have a team but you want to create one, use our Team Finder feature, where if you just have 3 friends and you're missing a couple members to make a team, you can use that in the reverse process of a solo member, just to pick up a couple members for your team. Although if you're a solo member looking for a team, you can use it also as our Team Finder feature, so that you can be picked up by a team or look for the teams that are seeking members. Again, the Team Finder feature, NotSoStock.ca. Also, if you're a solo member looking to up your game in solo queue to climb up those ladders, or if your ranked 5's team needs a little bit direction from a high elo coach, we have coaching standing by, ready as a service, also through our website at NotSoStock.ca. If you really want to support us, you can invite your friends to come and watch the stream, follow the stream, check us out on Facebook and Twitter, as well as follow us here on Twitch. We'd love to have you join us throughout the week. If you really want to support us directly, you can click that donation button at the bottom of the stream. Donate to us through PayPal. Everything helps us to grow this community and service for you guys. Really, everything as simple as just telling your friends about us and sending them to our website to check out what we're all about really makes a difference. About 45 seconds remain here for the stream delay, the spectator delay in client, before we get underway for our NotSoStockGaming's Open Bracket Tournament Finals between Team Orbit Gaming Fire and Multi-Purpose Team. The winner of this matchup, again, wins 3,200 RP apiece for each of their 5 participating members, as well as that Triumphant Rise skin. An interesting side anecdote for all of you who are listening. Riot Games is implementing a couple chat restrictions that are quasi-global, so you can check out more information about that in the League forums. If you have been had a chat restriction put against you, it has something to do with that. More information, again, through the LeagueofLegends.com forums. While we're loading onto Summoner's Rift here, guys, I'd love for you to stop by that website, NotSoStock.ca. Check out what we're all about. Also, there's a small announcement about some upcoming rule changes that will take into effect on the 23rd, and how you can get into contact with us about more information regarding those, and how you can put your input. Again, we love your feedback. As a community, we ask that you can give us your feedback, all of your questions, comments, concerns on ways we can improve this for you. Then you can check that out through our website again. You can contact us through Facebook, Twitter, PMs here on Twitch, as well as a direct email to our admins at admin@notsostock.ca. Alright, we're loading here onto Summoner's Rift. As players approach 100%, I'll talk a little about these matchups. It's really interesting to me to see the Lucian Morgana lane against Braum and Caitlyn. Braum has a lot to actually interrupt Morgana's Dark Binding, so he can actually block that with his shield. But if Morgana is capable of landing a Dark Binding onto either Caitlyn or Braum, there's a lot of front-end burst damage from that Lucian. Double shot being comboed in with his Q and W spells. You can also use Relentless Pursuit to chase and or disengage. Hoping that there will be a great showing from each of these guys as we're into our finals here as soon as we load on to Summoner's Rift. Again, this is NotSoStockGaming's Open Bracket Tournament. My name is Impossible, and I love shoutcasting for you guys as we're getting underway. Let's move around these matchups here so we get people in their correct placements in the scoreboard. There we are. Looks like we might have a 5-man invaded as we have a lot of assist me pings coming up from blue team into the jungle here in the river. We have the top laner still in this area too. He has teleport to get back to top lane or can recall. Again, on patch 4.7, which is the patch on live right here and here for the tournament, then trinkets are available 30 seconds into the match.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Want another shot? I wouldn't want to leave things up in the air. Would you prefer the good cop or the bad cop? Want another shot?
I prefer the bad cop.
wouldn't want to leave
That's just me.
things up in the air.
In about 15 seconds before minions spawn, we'll see what the choices are. It'll be interesting to see if Ryze really sticks around or if he will actually walk up to top lane. You see some people looking for them 5-man invade using the teleport to return to the lane. Looks like he'll walk the long way to save his teleport summoner spell for another time. Again, there's summoner heal in the top lane for Yasuo. It's an interesting choice there, as he's relatively mobile when minions are around, or enemies in general. But looks like he is a little bit afraid of the Ryze matchup. Again, Rune Prison is not a projectile, unlike the E and Q spells from Ryze. So the Wind Wall can interrupt both the bounce of the E as well as the incoming damage from Q out of Ryze. But Rune Prison is a single target ability that isn't a projectile from Ryze. So the actual CC of Ryze's kit can actually be blocked out by Wind Wall. Keep that in mind going forward. Lee Sin, a level 2 gank into mid lane. Interesting, they're still level 1 on this Lulu, but the minions get in the way. Will he land anything? No, Sonic Wave doesn't actually connect. It's really close in this mid lane, though. Both of these mages in the mid lane potting up, hitting level 2 simultaneously. Level 2 is also going to happen quite soon here from the middle lane. Nice Piltover Peacemaker plus a couple autos. Winter's Bite lands onto Morgana. She takes a little bit of harass and a stack of concussive blows. Nice Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. And lands a couple red buff ticks as well. One more auto too. But Wukong's here with level 2. No red buff for him quite yet. Which means Lee Sin could look for some aggression. 1v1 up there. It's warded up, so we'll know when he's doing it. Looks like he will sneak back into the jungle. Interesting to see if First Blood happens because of this. He will put a ward in that side brush. Potting up, but he's taking a lot of damage from this guy. Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. A couple autos will do it. He's been revealed, so he can't use his clone if he had it. 362. A reduced First Blood bonus going over to Lee Sin in the jungle here, as he'll also get a third buff for his troubles. Well played by that jungler. A carton on that Lulu, trying to last hit underneath the turret, but he's taking a lot of damage. And look at the zoning potential from command attack, using the orb to keep control of this mid lane. Alright, down in this bottom lane. Nice. Winter's Bite lands on to Morgana. Wow, a dash forward. Oh, that was probably not what you wanted. Flash auto. Summoner spells used across the board in this bottom lane. Morgana still has flash, but she used exhaust to save her AD carry's life. Looks like Lucian will get away with basically no hit points. Nice Piltover Peacemaker to shove the wave. Again, just the First Blood in the jungle up by that red buff was secured by Lee Sin. A little bit of pain goes down into this bottom lane turret. Nice. Blocks out the Q there. A nice knock-up onto Ryze. He's out of mana. This could be aggression here. Nice dash also as the chase. The Q actually doesn't connect. Unfortunate there for that Yasuo. He could have continued the chase, but as the minion wave shows up, he will decide not to. Again, this is tonight's finals matchup on here, the tournament stream of NotSoStockGaming's open bracket tournament. This is Orbit Gaming Fire on blue team against multi-purpose team on red. Farm numbers mostly fluctuating across the board. We've got a jungle lead for Wukong despite the First Blood on the Lee Sin. He's been ganking quite heavily. Definitely with a gold lead. Nice couple auto attacks using the Clockwork Wind-Up passive of that Orianna. Command attack puts a little bit of damage. Nice shield to block any sort of trade that Lulu could return. Laugh spam by this Morgana in the bottom lane. Ghost Bride Morgana. Pretty cool skin. Lee Sin again. Lands the slow and gank potential. Sonic Wave does land, but he won't follow up with the Resonating Strike because he doesn't want to dive that deep into a turret this early in the game. And Lee Sin hasn't even gone back to purchase to spend his First Blood gold. plus the little farm he does have. Looks like Orianna and Caitlyn are up in CS in their matchups, with jungle and top being in favor of multi-purpose team. There's only about the first blood, really, the only difference in gold here between these two teams. Morgana's quite low, having not based since level 1. Again, Sonic Wave lands, not followed up by Resonating Strike. Here's the Wukong, but he will get spotted out, and aggression will be reduced in that mid lane. Nice. Winter's Bite actually lands onto Morgana. She gets slowed. She's really, really low with no more consumables available for purchase, which means this is basically a 1v2. Nice. Winter's Bite lands a slow onto Lucian, but just in time before the 4th stack of concussive blows would have actually stunned up Lucian as a Great Black Shield comes out from Morgana. Oh, Lee Sin's down bottom lane as well, and they could easily die this. Just like an auto or two, easily a headshot would kill that Morgana. A well-timed Pelty for Peacemaker would do it as well. Cancels the recall out of Morgana. She could have actually survived. That wasn't quite in range. Greedy to stay to get the stacks of her Spellthief's Edge. She's underneath turret with like 120 HP. Now about 160. Nice Dark Biting lands onto LMQ TC Facility. The shield will block a lot of the damage. Look at all the blinking red health bars across the side for Multipurpose Gaming. That we're able to secure a kill in the top lane. Just a solo kill between Yasuo and Ryze. Ryze purchases that tier, stacking up a little bit more. Avarice Bait completed for Yasuo. Looks like he just wants to farm, farm, farm. Who can blame me if you're winning your matchup? Also, Orianna doing really well against this Lulu. Zoning her out from a lot of CS as well as putting it on a lot of harass, which is the overall zoning potential with the ball. Unbreakable. The shield spell. Nice Dark Binding lands now that Unbreakable was on cooldown. LQ TC Vasily is really quite low. She has a Vam Scepter to kind of farm up. Uses 90 caliber to get that last hit as well as into the rush to recall. She'll have enough gold, if I'm not mistaken, for a BF on this back. Probably not boots, but a couple consumables perhaps. Double Dorans for the Lucian. Okay, instead of going 4BF sword, looks like she'll complete the Vamp Scepter and tier 2 boots. Interesting choice. Better for range leashing, but not too much damage. It's really good for the 2v2 harass. Really, I only go with the tier 2 boots completion on Caitlyn if I really see that the enemy support is playing aggressively, because that allows you to reposition yourself and dodge out Dark Bindings, as well as take advantage more of your range with the attack speed and movement speed. Doing what we call range leashing, which means landing an auto attack and then backing off to bait the enemy into walking forward, and then using your range to secure another kill the moment they turn around. Nice Winter's Bite lands down onto Morgana, landing a little bit of harass and slow. That spell's damage scales off of Brahm's maximum HP. As you can see, he's been stacking a decent amount of that, trying to build up the face of the mountain quite early. E blocked out by Windwall, but there's the Runic Prison into Q. Out of that Rise. Dark Binding doesn't quite connect, but things have been relatively equal here in the bottom lane. Nobody has died. 69 to 65 in total CS. Nice Winter's Bite lands a couple stacks of concussive blows. One more will actually stun up Morgana. A couple more autos, but they're focusing the target as Lucian's able to deal as much damage as possible. Nice Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike, plus Dragon's Rage to use to secure a kill. Oh, flashing won't actually allow the turret shot to not actually follow you. Nice ace in the hole for the last hit there. Double buffs. Buff transfer complete. The shield comes out from Orianna. She used Command Shockwave already. Wild Growth was used as well, but there's the flash. For looks like Orianna held onto her flash that an engagement as well. So that's a 2-for-1 in the bottom lane in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire. 3-2 in kills overall. No turrets have fallen just yet, and Dragon is still for the taking. Look at that gold. Only 200 gold separates these two teams. They try to get some nice harass down. The 9 caliber net into Piltover Peacemaker. Normally you'd want to conserve your mana, but if you've got a blue buff like this Caitlyn does, just spam your spells to deal up some serious harass. Again, the only sustain for this Lucian is his consumables and the double Doran's passives, but we got a Vam Scepter on the side of Caitlyn. She has less damage overall because she has tier 2 boots to the BF sword of Lucian, but she's got the red buff passive, ticks of true damage and slow, plus she can reapply it a lot more with the attack speed from her Berserker's Grapes. I would love to see hard numbers on the difference there. Limitless Pursuit removes the slow of Winter's Bite, but he still takes the damage and the stack of concussive blows. Nice dodge out of the knockup to not allow Yasuo to activate his ultimate in that top lane. Lulu is quite low again in the mid lane, still losing that matchup quite heavily. It's 23 CS up. That's almost a kill's worth of gold in the hands of Orianna. That's not in the hands of Lulu. Nice Piltover from Peacemaker lands onto Lucian. He's in Fog of War at the moment, so Ace in the Hole can't actually target him. But there's a lot of just overall advantage here in this bottom lane. Look at that, 20 CS up and a kill. Oh, will it be blocked out? Nice, Morgana body blocks the Ace in the Hole. That would have been a kill. Falling onto Lucian there. Piltover Peacemaker doesn't quite connect. She still has blue buff and red buff in that bottom lane. Nice knock-up lands, but it's underneath the turret, so Yasuo won't follow up with his ultimate. He's got all of his summoner spells. Rise's teleport is on CD, but he does have his flash. Overcharge using that top lane to shove. But that'll mean there's not a lot of minions remaining. First stone in the game. Actually, first and second stone fall both in quick succession, both of them in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire, as they put on a lot of aggression here. Lee Sin could try an insect here. Looks like Wukong will go in, using his Cyclone to basically save his team as much as he could. A couple more autos will secure a kill, but the great Dark Binding, plus the Whimsy for the movement speed, will mean Morgana will get away safely with just about 60 to 80 HP, would be my guess there. But this could be first dragon of the game, also going over to Orbit Gaming Fire. That'll increase their gold lead by another 1,000 or so. They're already up about 2k with the 2 turrets in their favor. 3 kills up as well. Farm numbers really in the favor in the top lane and jungle, in favor of red side here, but blue side in the mid lane and bottom lane have been doing everything in their favor. Oh, the Glitter Lance steals it away. Lulu gets her own blue buff against 4 members. Well played. Well played indeed. Hasayo. Again, Yasuo, we've seen a lot. Orianna without a blue buff versus the blue buff. Okay, Soul Shackles have been started onto Lee Sin here. He tries to dash the ward, but he will get rooted actually, and the teleport from Rise will get cancelled out, as they'll also delete the ward. We have a new feature on our website if you want to go check that out, and tell us what it is in the chat. It's an awesome new feature on our website. Go check that out. NotSoStock.ca. Dark Binding not connecting underneath the mid lane turret. Yasuo's farming up that top lane before he bases, probably looking for more gold to complete his Blade of the Rune King. Static Shift is a really great power spike for any Yasuo. Again, a mid-game lull here as people are trying to complete their core items. A couple core items. 21.5 to 20.2, about 1,500 gold in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire. They're doing a great job here. 2 turrets to 1, 1 to 0 in dragons, 5 to 3 in kills. Looks like Lucian disconnected for just a second. We'll wait for him to reconnect. I'm going to go grab a drink of water in this little pause here, guys, if you just give me a moment to return.
summoner has reconnected.
I'm back. Like the Jax, right? Jax was banned out this game, though. Thanks for being patient for me, grabbing a drink. Alright, looks we got Lucian reconnected here. Again, just about 1,500 gold separates these two teams. Really close game, which is good because this is the finals of tonight's open bracket tier tournament. Whoa, Ham Lucian goes right into these guys. Splashes to get the last auto of the concussive blows. Uses the ultimate to keep Lulu away. Morgana's in the middle of 4. Doesn't want to waste soul shackles, but does use her flash to try and get away. But can't. That's a couple kills for nothing. Going over in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire. Yeah, so it has the knockup available, but again, this is a 5v3 as Caitlyn walks over to join the team. Oh, nice attack. Dissonance actually slows, and a nice Dragon's Rage kick actually keeps Cyclone from actually knocking up anybody. Oh, great. Again, so much AoE damage from this Orianna, and the last hit will actually go over from the Q out of Rise. That'll be another kill for nothing. So 3 kills total in the last couple minutes have gone over to Orbit Fire Gaming. Nice wind wall actually blocks out a lot there, but a great sidestep out of Caitlyn means she can get a couple autos off on the side there. Nice knockup lands onto it too. Again, there's a numbers disadvantage here. Oh yeah, so it takes so much damage. Soul Shackles actually locks down Rise and gets the last hit with the final tick of it. The fights have been going on for so long that actually attack Dissonance was available once again. Doesn't actually get the last hit onto Lulu there. Oh, the pool might be enough, but oh wow, that's actually a save from Braum here, guys. Braum actually saved his friend by giving him a little bit more magic resist by using Stand Behind Me. Well played on that new champion. Saving his friend. A decent turnaround here for this team. Which means they'll be able to secure that. In 8 seconds, the dragon spawns. Red team might want to take it. Blue team is pinging it, which means they probably have the timer a little bit better than red team. As the AD carry backs and the jungler has used Smite recently, they won't be able to contest that. Unfortunately, that'll be another dragon going over to Orbit Gaming Fire. as they run over that way. Grab ward coverage just to make sure that they do see it is still available. Wukong is here, puts a ward down. Look at the minions pushing the bottom lane too. As they get over to secure this. They have 5 members here. Yasuo doesn't have teleport and is still pushing a top lane. Interesting choice to him. If he can actually get a turret, then it might be a decent trade, but he's not even knocking on that turret's door, so interesting choice. Ryze has teleport available, so he's more than happy to head up there to stave off Yasuo's aggression in the top lane. Caitlyn shoving out that bottom lane. It was about a triple wave down there, so she's not afraid of picking up even more CS to gain more of an advantage over Lucian here. She's got more kills, same assists, but even about 2 kills worth of gold in the minions difference. So BT into Zeal, so she's up about 2,000 gold, almost 2,000 gold. I'd say about 1,500, excuse me. 1,500 gold over Lucian at the moment, with total global gold as well as just the different farm numbers. About 2,000 gold separates these teams. In fact, it might all be just on global gold. Yasuo again returning to that top lane without teleport. Interesting choice on his part. I wonder if their team is communicating to him that without teleport he can't 1v1 that Ryze. Ryze used teleport, interesting, to return to the top lane to save that turret. Not sure if that was necessary, but now that means he has to group with his team. Which means his Yasuo can push faster than Orbit Gaming Fire can actually engage a 4v5. Then that's definitely in Red Team's favor. Again, welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us, thanks for being with us. If you've been here a while, my name's Impossible and I'm shoutcasting on behalf of NotSoStockGaming. This is our open bracket tournament. This is the finals. The winner of this matchup ends up being awarded 3,200 RP apiece, as well as Triumphant Ryze skin, issued by Riot Games. The only way to earn that skin is through winning a community event like ours. If you want your shot at that, log on to NotSoStock.ca. Nice Dark Binding lands onto Wukong. He wasn't quite revealed, but a nice land of concussive blows actually staves off some of their aggression. Braum using his ultimate to keep his team safe, takes the Dark Binding so that Caitlyn doesn't. The culling in that choke point actually puts a lot of damage down. Nice! Unbreakable shield blocks the second half of the culling. Caitlyn gets last hit from range onto that Morgana. Gonna make a killing spree for this Caitlyn. She's 3-0-2, hasn't quite died yet. With a lot of extra farm over Lucian as well. They're going to be aggressing up here against this top lane. Pink ward goes down to keep eyes on the monkey. Don't want to deal with him. Winter's Bite doesn't actually connect onto Wukong, but nice command attack. Dissonance deals enough damage. Nice poke from this team, even though they also have great all-in. That'll be another turret going over in their favor. Again, a little bit more poke damage, mostly from this Orianna as AoE. Well, she takes a lot of damage over the turret. What are you doing? Even through Summoner here. Wow, just the damage with the extra needlessly large rod. I mean, she secures a kill. 3 members get knocked up from the Cyclone into Yasuo's ult. He just needs a couple extra hits. Nice! He gets a couple. That's a triple kill if I'm not mistaken. Alright, a double kill for Yasuo. AP Lulu slows onto this Lee Sin, but he's a safeguard to get away. Orianna gets away quite safely. Actually, that ends up being a 3-for-2 in favor of Red Team here. Interesting choice. Oh no, Yasuo's here. He might want to think about being aggressive. He's just going to get a little bit more turret damage though. He's quite healthy against these two guys, but they have their resources available. Mana not in short supply. Yeah, as soon as Infinity Edge gets completed... Oh no! He gets caught over the wall. Armor Pen for Yasuo here, but he walks into 3. Nice Rune Prison to actually keep him out of melee range. That's a killing spree now for Unknown Origins on that Orianna. If I'm not mistaken, that's the second killing spree of the game for her, as Caitlyn was shut down last game as well, or last team fight, excuse me. The dragon spawns in about 40 seconds. Baron is also available for both these teams 25.5 minutes into the game. Still, again, only 2,000 gold separates these two teams, so it's a really, really close game. You can see team fights can get turned around, as we saw the Cyclone comboed into Yasuo's ultimate. We'll see how that turns out. Ryze pushing that top lane now that he does have teleport, can return to his team whenever he so pleases. 6 seconds remain before the spawn of that dragon. And there is the dragon spawned on the map. We'll see what these teams decide to do. Ryze actually recalling, interesting choice there. Yasuo will be able to save his turret. But because Yasuo doesn't have teleport, that's the go-ahead for the dragon here. Looks like they decide to rush for Baron, if I'm not mistaken. They need to at least start it. Or they'll rush for that top lane turret. They want to get something for giving up dragon. Yasuo is shoving really hard. There's one minion that just needs to die. Okay, minion's on the way. They don't really have a strong tank line to tank up the turret. There's no vision in the Baron pit, so they might think that they're doing that. This could be a choke or a pincer move. Oh, Ryze gets caught out by 5. That's just superior vision control for red team. And Ryze is relatively tanky with Rod of Ages, plus a lot of armor. Morgana thought about going into Shoal Shackles, a decent number of them, but took too much damage. Oh, Cyclone doesn't actually connect onto anybody. Nice now, 90 caliber net to avoid that last tick of it. A couple people get on top of Caitlyn. She does have a lot of damage, though. Lucian's around the back trying to get her. She doesn't have Summoner Heal anymore. Used it during that fight. 90 caliber net again to get away. Orianna trying to 1v1 this guy, and she's got no mana. Oh, the nice flash Hasaki. I always love to say that. Nice knock-up, and actually great plays. Ends up being a 2 for 2 overall. Nice wild growth onto Lulu to keep herself safe. Great bait out of their wild growth.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Blue buff is available for the taking here. Again, blue buff sucks on Yasuo. He's basically worthless. They will give blue buff over to Lulu, which is the smartest thing to do there. If Yasuo picked up a decent amount of gold there, then he should be able to base and get IE. If that's the case, he's going to be a really scary threat in this next upcoming fight. The next fight could determine it at all. Although, if you think about it, this game is getting closer and closer and closer in terms of gold, with every single fight so close either way. 2 for 3s, back and forth, as now only 1,000 gold separates these two teams. We are 29 minutes here into the match. This is the finals of tonight's open bracket tournament. Alright, we do have a pause coming out. Might have had another disconnect. We'll see how things turn out. Lucian is really overextended at the moment, so I hope it's not him disconnecting and being caught out. It was a DC again by Vibration, and he's getting caught out at the moment. It's unfortunate for him. We'll see what he can do. He does have Summoner Heal available to maybe get away from this. But it looks like we're mid-animation. If you see the cooldown of Orianna's ultimate, looks like we're mid-animation on that. spell, which would mean that they probably fall. Caitlyn's there too. Ace in the hole will be off in a second. Really scary. Again, only 1,000 gold separates these teams. League of pauses. In the meantime, though, guys, hopefully this pause won't take too long. But if you want to check out our website, NotSoStock.ca, you can find out a couple awesome features that are on there. We have our Team Finder feature if you're looking to build a team, or if you're looking for a team that needs more members. You can input your information on there and check out for other people who are looking to build a team, maybe in the same elo as you. Again, we have a tournament for every tier, so it doesn't matter where you are ranked in solo queue or in ranked 5s. You can join us for any of our different tournaments, as well as open bracket, where you don't even have to be level 30. Again, this is Orbit Gaming Fire versus Multipurpose Team. This is the finals matchup of tonight's open bracket tournament. The winner of this matchup gets awarded 3,200 RP apiece, as well as the Triumphant Rise skin for each of their 5 participating members. May the best team win. Again, we apologize for this short little delay, guys. Hit that follow button so you can follow us throughout the rest of the week for our upcoming tournaments.
A summoner has reconnected.
Alrighty, hopefully Lucian will be able to survive this here. I'm hoping it wasn't a disconnect that got him into this situation. Interesting. Lucian has reconnected, but it looks like we're still in the pause here. Only a maximum of 15 minutes of total pause time is allowed, so as we're resuming, keep in mind that only 6 more minutes of pause time is allowed in this game. Oh, he doesn't quite make it away, unfortunately. Looks like Baron could be on the table for either of these teams. Elixir of Brilliance has been popped for Oriana, so she's going to have a lot more CDR and AP in this team fight. On top of the death cap, Ace in the hole deals a lot of damage to Lelouch. she doesn't have wild growth. Nice Dark Binding. Slows the aggression out of that Lee Sin. Great ward coverage by all these guys across the map. Oh, so much poke goes down onto Morgana. She has like no magic resist on top of that chalice, so Braum gets knocked up, but that's not the target they want. Nice! A little bit of damage goes down onto Orianna with the Dark Binding. Attack dissonance deals a decent amount of damage. Another command attack takes Lucian down to about 55% HP. The culling puts a little bit of poke down onto Orianna, but not enough to really force anything. The range from Caitlyn puts a little bit of damage onto the turrets, but minions are pushing in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire, blue team, so they might want to just be patient, be patient. Let's land onto Lulu, trying to bait something here. Nice wombo combo out of the Cyclone and the Yasuo to actually delete Caitlyn. Looks like Orianna will fall after getting a double kill for herself. More chase here. Yasuo gets another kill. That's a double kill for him. It's a 3v2 now. Yasuo comes around the back. Oh, great safeguard. Actually gets over the wall. But that'll mean that it's a 3v1 on the Braum. He's just going to fall trying to save his teammate. But that's exactly what you do as Braum. You save your teammates. Looks like Lee Sin will be the only one to get away. Almost an ace in favor of red team here. Great wombo combo. Again, the push in the top lane means minions will take down a turret. And now that minions arrive, they'll be... Oh, it's an execute! Here on stream here, guys. The mess up. That's a little bit embarrassing. Oh, the teleport coming out from Rise. Looking to catch somebody out. He's got... Oh, great Dark Binding actually stops it. Ace in the hole puts a little bit of pain down. But she'll be able to get away safely, I think. Yasuo recalls down near that bottom lane. Lucian's shoving this out, but that could mean a Baron. Yeah, they're going to start it up. As they had eyes, they knew that Yasuo was still recalling somewhere. And then Lucian's down in the bottom. He has to recall and come as quickly as possible. But look, Baron's already below half. Down to 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, and the smite. And then the last headshot from Caitlyn. We'll actually get that. It was a headshot. Yep. So it'll be Baron going over onto all 5 members of Orbit Gaming Fire. Again, still, even with Baron buff, that's only like 800 gold. Was that 800 gold or so? Separating these two teams? That's not anything when we're 32.5 minutes into the game. One stack of concussive blows off of Winter's bite, landing on Lucian, but he just lifesteals it all back up. Looks like they're going to secure the dragon as well. Hopefully they can get an inhibitor for their troubles. There's so much wombo combo between the Cyclone from Wukong and Last Breath out of... Yeah, so he's farming up really well too. Most farm by far in this game, up 55 or so over the next highest in the game. He's got 3 core items plus a decent amount of tankiness. He's going to recall to make it down to bottom lane because, again, he does not have teleport but likes to split. They do get at least 1 turret while having Baron. Oh, Dark Binding lands onto Orianna. The culling goes through the shield, but she's got Baron regen. Hasaki. Steel Tempest doesn't knock anybody up. Wukong does have Cyclone, but no flash to get right in the middle of wherever he wants. Caitlyn, with probably the most DPS on her team, wants to stay safe in that backline, but she's standing up near the front trying to get damage on the turret. Another Dark Binding onto Orianna. Her shield won't block all the damage, but it'll keep her safe through the follow-up. Knock-up almost lands onto Rise. Again, the Baron's regen does a lot. Like, look, Orianna's almost back up to full. If she almost took another Dark Binding, though. Caitlyn took a tower hit. Looks like they might want to rotate over to a different lane. They take out the ward. But mid lane is actually pushing in. Oh, great. Shockwave lands on the bottom lane duo. But Orianna's really low. She uses she uses the Hourglass when it might have been the worst, but I suppose she gets away. Caitlyn trying to shove up here. They didn't actually get a kill for any of this, which means, I mean, they still have Baron, but they missed a lot of their spells, so they might want to shove up mid lane. Regroup. Purchase. Only about 45 seconds or 30 seconds or so remaining on Baron buff for Orbit Gaming Fire. They need to do something with it because they only about secured a couple thousand of a gold lead more. And 4 full items completed by Yasuo. He's got 330 farm, 36 minutes into the game. Plus 8 kills or so. He may be a small gift, but he comes in a big box. Recall's coming out for everybody across the board, basically, trying to buy up their last items for what could be the final fight of this finals match. This would be for that triumphant Rise skin. So there's a lot on the line for these guys. A full damage Caitlyn, that's the interesting thing here. Normally as AD carry, the rule of thumb is only build as much defense as you need to not get 100 to 0'd in in just a couple seconds. Like if you can't get insta-gibbed by the enemy team, then build full damage. So apparently she's confident in her ability to not get hit by a Dark Binding, not be caught in the Cyclone. But last game, she got deleted instantly. So we'll have to see how her positioning plays out. Speaking of positioning, Caitlyn's pushing bottom lane alone when there's a minion wave and 5 members pushing mid. So they might be able to actually pick up a turret. Now the Baron buff is actually worn off of Orbit Gaming Fire. Lulu's quite low though, uses the culling to make sure that nobody chases, but there's not a lot of damage in that culling. There's so much armor. A Thornmail and a Randuin's on that Lee Sin means like his shield blocked everything. We need a Last Whisper on that Lucian, but he's really, really far behind. Almost 100 farm behind Caitlyn. That's a lot. That's like 5 kills worth of gold. Caitlyn's almost up about 3,000 or 4,000 gold, just like in purchased items. Right up here, we've got a cannon wave on the way for blue team, which would be what they would want to hit this turret. Nice poke coming out. A knock-up lands only onto Braum again, using the shield to try and stop any poke onto his carries. Baron spawns in about 30 seconds. Dragon will be up in 10. Winter's Bite doesn't actually connect. Command attack to keep the ball in between Orbit Gaming Fire. Now a revealing vision into the brush. She does have Shockwave available. Again, the knock-up only landing onto Braum, so Yasuo doesn't want to follow up on that. Cyclone is available. Wukong might want to think about, like, coming around the side. Oh, Dark Binding lands onto Caitlyn, but she stays relatively healthy. The knock-up on Yasuo actually stops him from following up on the knock-up on Yasuo. That's a double kill for Orianna. Caitlyn safe in the backline. Ace in the hole could be the last hit. Oh, wow. Triple kill. quadra kill on that Orianna. Death Cap, Void Stab, Athene's Hourglass. So much damage. Well played. That was Orbit Gaming Fire getting an ace for none in a well-played fight. That's going to be the first inhibitor turret. First inhibitor of the game, falling 40 minutes into the game. But look at that, 30 seconds plus on most of the members. So that could be game if they just make sure that they take out all the turrets. Looks like it'll be both Nexus turrets falling and the Nexus falling 40 minutes into the game here. Congratulations to Orbit Gaming Fire. The flashiness at the end as the Nexus explodes. That's a game. Victors here of NotSoStockGaming's open bracket tournament going in favor of Orbit Gaming Fire. I mean, it was a well-played fight, well-played by multi-purpose team. It was good to see them make it so far into the finals here. Of course, they do get an awesome reward, RP guaranteed as well. Top 4 teams do get RP, but well played, well played. What a great showing by both teams there. So congratulations to Orbit Gaming Fire. They do get 3,200 RP apiece, as well as that Triumphant Rise skin. So on behalf of NotSoStockGaming, guys, I'd love to thank you for joining us again. Once again, it's been an honor serving you as a shoutcaster and broadcaster this evening. My name is Impossible, and I hope you'll join us again for our Bronze Tier tournament that starts on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. on the West Coast if you live in California. So as I'd love to see you guys on Sunday as well as the rest of the week. Hit that follow button. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Hit us up on our website, NotSoStock.ca, and check out some of the new features we've added. Even today, we've added some new features. So go ahead and check that out, NotSoStock.ca. On behalf of NotSoStock, thanks again for joining us, and have a great evening.